Hi everybody. This is just a short little tutorial, or if you like, about two tunings of the tenor banjo. The tenor banjo is known for two tunings, really, which are C, G, D, A and G, D, A, E. That's come from the lower string up, G, D, A, E in the case of this one. C, G, D, A was the first original tuning for the tenor banjo, which evolved in the United States, and it was used for Dixieland jazz. And somewhere early on, around probably the 1920s, when the Flanagan brothers, Mick Flanagan was a great banjo player, possibly him, I don't know for sure, got the idea or realised that the tenor banjo, CGDA, was tuned in fifths, the same as a violin, so it could be played with the same fingering, but it was tuned CGDA. So to fit in with playing Irish traditional music, which was played a lot on violin, it was tuned down a fourth below the CGDA to GDAE, which is the same tuning as the violin, and that enabled you to be able to play traditional Irish music as it was played on a violin on a tenor banjo, same fingering on the left hand. So that's the two tunings. So you've got the Dixieland Jazz CGDA and the Irish tenor banjo tuning GDAE, and same as violin. The thing about the tunings is, if you play Irish music, really you're better with the GDAE. That's the whole idea of it in the first place. If you played the tunes you play on your GDAE banjo, you were handed a CGDA banjo and you can play it the very same. You just do what you do on your GDAE banjo, but you'll be playing in different keys. So if you're playing by yourself, it's perfectly fine, but if you're playing in a session or with other people, you're playing in different keys when you use the same fingering. So you'd have to be able to play all the tunes you play in different fingering. For instance, if you played a tune in G, you'd have to be able to play it in G, like for instance. Now, if you were in a session that came up and you were in CGA banjo, you'd have to play like. And, you know, I mean, you might be able to do that for one tune or two, a couple of tunes or something like that, or easy tunes, but if tunes are coming rapid fire at you in a session like that, it's very unlikely you would be able to do that, or, you know, without having learned them or practiced them in that those keys or those fingerings. So you couldn't play a CGDA banjo in a session where you had been playing the GDA one with all the same fingering. If you did want to, if you had got a CGDA banjo, you couldn't, you know, you can't tune it or tune it down or anything like that, and you wanted to all of a sudden play GDAE, you could put a capo on the 7th fret. If it was a CGDA, you'd have to go up to the 7th fret, and then you play up there, and it would be extremely high pitched because the CGDA is higher to begin with. So it would be like going, see, 4, 5, 6, it'd be like having it capoed there now, you know. So it'd be like, it'd be pitched like. So it'd be actually an octave higher than this is. This banjo is our standard Irish tenor banjo tuning. The other way around, if you were playing with someone who was played in CGDA, they had a CGDA banjo, and they played it as a, you know, in the fingering of normal trad music, but they were in different keys and you wanted to get in with them, you had the CGDA, you'd capo it on the 5th fret, and you'd be able to do that, because now that would make this CGDA. It's very unlikely you would want to or need to do that, but that's what you could do if you were. Otherwise you'd have to change all your fingering. A tune that would be in G would now become, you'd have to play the D position on a CGDA for that to be in the key of G. GDA is lower, you use thicker strings on it, of course, because of that, it's tuned a 4 lower, the tuning of the tenor banjo, how it originated, whether it was Mick Flanagan or whoever that did it in the early days. It was tuned a fourth down from the CGDA. That would be where the CGDA was, and it's tuned going down a fourth of the scale, the GDAE. So it's an octave lower than a violin. And that's really it. Of course, in CGDA with the full scale length, when it's tuned to CGDA, it sounds very bright, but it's irrelevant really, because you're playing in different keys. But if you like that and you have a couple of banjos, you could have one in CGDA, one in GDA. You're playing solo, it doesn't matter. You're in different keys, different sounds, whatever. It might suit a particular tune, stuff like that. But other than that, basically CGDA, American tenor banjo tune, original tune, and used for Dixieland jazz, and GDAE, someone's idea, if Mick Flanagan's or whoever's, to tune the tenor banjo same as a violin, GDAE, and just be able to play all the fiddle tunes in the same fingering of the left hand. So that's it, folks. Talk to you again. Bye.